What's up, Savages? So today we're headed over to Progressive Force Concepts in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to meet up with Chad Lyman, hopefully get a little tour of the facility, what they got going on over there, and maybe do a surprise What's in Your Pocket CDC pocket dump. Stay tuned, it should be a good show. Alright, so today we're here with Chad Lyman. What's up, Savages? We are at PFC Training.
Yes.
What's PFC stand for?
So PFC stands for Progressive Force Concepts. We're a company here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, and you're going to show us around and give us an idea of all the different things that you guys do here.
Absolutely. Just to give you guys a little bit of a background, the company basically is all former military. Outside of me, I haven't served in the military, but all of our other guys have, who work full-time for the company, and our founder and CEO is a guy named Steve Christie. Steve's a military veteran, also a law enforcement veteran. Everyone other than me is law enforcement and military veteran and has served on some sort of a team at some point in their career. We all have extensive backgrounds in actually doing work. None of us were chiefs or anything like that. We were all officers in various units that we achieved to be in, and then a lot of training background. And so that's kind of what brought us together. Okay. And it kind of grew into this. So let me walk you around, show you our new headquarters right here in Las Vegas. And then as we go through that, we can talk a little bit more about what we do.
Sounds good.
So, guys, as we walk this way out of the main lobby, we've got a couple of the offices here. We have guys who work full-time for us that work both on, our company does protection, training and protection missions, like executive protection. Some of these offices here are people who run those programs. We both train teams and we augment teams for high net worth individuals, both in the U.S. and abroad. Okay. So that is one wing of the company. You'll hear it referred to sometimes now as PFC Group of Companies. Okay, I have heard that. One group, one level of the company is a training arm. It trains people in all different disciplines. One is an actual operations arm, both executive protection, driving, different things like that, shooting. And then the other one is Combatives, which is kind of my world. And then the final one is conditioning, which we have a CrossFit. Awesome. We'll see. Wow. So as you come, that's actually our building, but we lease it to a guy who works on guns, a gun guy in there. Okay. Really good guy, Valkyrie Combat. As you come into here, there's a classroom. We can do our chalk talks with teams that come in to train. We can go over principles or concepts, training days, or we can actually do classroom portion of whatever we're learning. If you look up here on the wall though, this is our range. So we own a range down near Jean, Nevada. It's 77 plus acres, and everything you see here is ours. We own it. We've got multiple ranges that are full-size ranges, massive. We have these footpaths that you probably can't see on the camera, but there's little canyons and footpaths. We'll get guys up high and we'll shoot down to lower elevations. We'll shoot from low up to high. We've got steel interspersed on the mountain. This is what we call the pit. We actually have you start here and you run on foot, and at different points there's steel to engage in different places, and we'll put a timer on it and we'll have a goal. And so guys are getting their heart rate elevated. It's an incline as you run up, and the pit course ends up in here. There's a lot of different capabilities out here. We've even added conditioning out there where a team could come out, like a special forces team, and we'll start the morning with a workout. Pull-ups, push-ups, CrossFit style, full body weight workout, and then we'll move right into shooting or team movements, things like that. Okay. We're gonna build a house out here, a fully equipped shoot house that we can use both UTM and live rounds in. And that's coming this year. We've already planned that. So. Gives you an idea of our range. We'll kind of come out through this door, guys. Guys, we have what we call PFC Loadout. PFC Loadout has a number of things. You can find it online. That's another one of our PFC group of companies. And these are everything that we sell. Our guys have used operationally in the field, and they've tested it, and we've tried to break it, and we've succeeded in breaking it. We figured out how we can break it or when it breaks. And so if there's a product that we actually sell online, it's something that we've tested and we've run through the ringer, and we've also deployed with it either in an executive protective or a law enforcement capacity or military capacity. And so PFC Loadout, it's a growing side of our business, and you'll get a look at it with one of the products we use for that off-duty carry. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay. That Code 4 Concepts, that's kind of your baby, right?
Yeah, Code 4 Concepts is our combative wing. My background is law enforcement for about 20 years now, still active, full-time copper here in Vegas. Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm actually a first-degree black belt. Chris Howder gave me my first stripe. A guy named Michael Chapman is the guy I have my black belt under. And then I've got about 18 years BJJ, MMA, regular training. Since '06, I've been a coach here in Vegas.
Okay.
Paid professional coach for that side of the house. And I'm the lead Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach, ground coach over at Extreme Couture MMA here in Vegas, which has guys who fight in everything from the UFC to Bellator to Professional Fight League.
Yeah, ton of professional MMA.
Ton of high-level guys train there. But we really love just all of our students. Everybody, we love our Jiu-Jitsu folks over there. And that's... So that Code 4 Concepts is our combative wing of the company, and that could be both for a civilian, that could be for an executive protection guy, or that could be for a law enforcement guy or a military guy. And all those guys have different roles.
Oh, so, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
We're gonna go upstairs. All right, guys. So now we're upstairs, in the same building. Directly to my right is our conference room. We'll have meetings in there with clients or with teams. Maybe somebody will have a training need, something like that we're outlining, or someone's coming to Vegas to have some protection needs for their team, support needs. That kind of stuff's gonna get hammered out in there. Cadre will go in there, we'll work on curriculum, different things.
Okay.
So we'll move this way. And really we've just got various offices. There is one kind of unique part of being up here, I'll show you. These offices are different full-time folks for us. The managers of our different programs, stuff like this. It opens out over our gym down below.
Oh, wow.
And this is our CrossFit facility. We're somewhat unique in Vegas in that we have enough space that our CrossFit guys are progressive, just like PFC, the name. And what they've started doing is scheduling a kids class on one side, and then the adult class on the other, and we can get the whole family in here training.
Oh, that's
Another really cool concept that our company allows people to do is if you're that law enforcement professional or you're a military guy stationed here in Vegas, you can actually get all your firearms, combatives, your tactical training, and your conditioning under one roof.
That's awesome.
And it's kind of a unique setup. It's not a lot of places. And even if you're that responsible civilian who's a CCW carrier, we have CCW classes. We can certify you in that. And then you can get your conditioning in, and then you can go out to our range and do your work on gun as well.
I do have a quick question about that. Now, I'm trying not to interrupt you. Do you guys have any conditioning classes that are more conditioned towards like a combative type mindset where the exercises and training that they're doing can... Okay.
Yes. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, for sure.
Great minds think alike, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So when our teams come to us, or maybe a guy who wants private training, it's not going to be CrossFit. It's going to be, we call it getting you mission ready. It's going to be, what is your unit doing? What are their capabilities? What are the requirements of your job? And then we're going to mix that stuff in. Now, we may use some of the equipment that you'll see down there. We may use some of the methodology. Sure. But like if a team comes to us, like a military team, which often happens, they'll condition several times throughout their training block with us. Maybe they're here 15 days. Staff may schedule them for 4 conditioning, hard conditioning runs, and those will be more mission ready, mission specific type things. Perfect. And those will be things that either they're accustomed to or things that our guys, Doug Janowitz, one of our primary trainers, he was on the teams, he's a SEAL. Brian Hartman has military experience and also federal law enforcement and local law enforcement experience. Very, very fit guys who continue to train themselves. So when we put guys through the training, and then my background with combatives, if I get an athlete that wants to get ready combatively, there's going to be some work in this room, but a lot of it's going to happen in the other room.
A lot more contextual for what their needs are. Awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, they can join the CrossFit program just as a general fitness level if you're a local guy or gal. If you live here in Vegas and you just want to get that mission ready in general, I want that baseline of fitness, this program is going to do it. It's going to push them. Very, very good program. The other great thing about this program is because they're affiliated with us, the guy who runs it's a former military guy. a lot of it gets tweaked so that it benefits that law enforcement professional, that military professional, that trained civilian who wants to be combat ready.
Okay.
And so some of that will get mixed in with the group, even some self-defense principles from time to time, and the group really thrives on that and enjoys it.
So different than what you would typically see in a normal CrossFit gym.
Yeah. You're gonna get that stuff you would normally see plus.
Okay.
It's CrossFit plus, I guess.
All right, CrossFit plus.
Does that work?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, we can go right out the door behind you. And there's gonna be stairs again. All right, guys, so we're downstairs now. We were just up there. This is the CrossFit hangar. This is where we do a lot of that conditioning work. Lots of, they've got on both sides, we've got the apparatuses for the pull-ups and different things. We got ropes that come down, tires underneath, various kettlebells, various plates against the wall. We remember, obviously, the flags everywhere with us. We've got a bathroom for the folks who are training here. They've got their PVC for their just for the basic movements, get the movements down. The coaches here are very specific with the athletes that they need to be doing things correctly. We're not just going to load up a bar, and there's not going to be any of those crazy videos where people are doing all kinds of nonsense. Yeah. They're going to watch these guys, make sure that they're training functionally, training in a way that they're healthy while they're training.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things I'm proudest about our program for, is the lack of injury, the growth. Lots of kettlebells on the side. They can run stuff on the TV monitor, like music or motivational stuff, CrossFit stuff up there. Lots of stuff here, and then we've also got the weighted balls that they'll use. Some mats, and then another apparatus here. Jump ropes. It's just a very large facility. It's very equipped for multiple members, and oftentimes the classes in here will be just packed wall to wall. So really good vibe.
I can imagine, especially if you have a team in here, 10, 15-man team.
Oh yeah. They'll get after it. And we'll do some of our combatives in this area. So they'll be doing some kind of physical workout, and then we'll throw some combative exercises in, and then we'll go back to it. So we do some of that down here as well.
I think that's important too. I mean, you hit on something that I'm a big fan of, and I don't necessarily see a lot. You're going to train one way when you're fresh and you're learning a technique and you're fine. But when you are winded and your muscles are failing and you're thirsty and you're hungry and you've been at it all day, and then hey, now we're going to ask you to do this combative thing, you're going to really find out how you really are going to react, particularly against a resisting opponent.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's no doubt. And at the end of the day, I always tell guys, the conditioning piece is huge. It's important, but if you're not training, you're still going to gas, because you're going to be emotional. You're not going to control your breathing. You're not going to know when it's time to go, when it's time to pull them a little bit closer and create an angle and slow stuff down. There's ebbs and flows in fights, and if you don't understand that by fighting, then you're going to have a hard time controlling tempo. Absolutely. We're going to go upstairs now to another training section. All right, guys, so we're up in a general training area. There's a general training room. Now, excuse the mess, what we're going to do here, so we're going to put up a wall, and that's going to become a few more offices. But everything black is going to be usable training floor, and we're going to actually get wrestling mats that will roll out. The building's new, and so we haven't done that yet. We're also going to hang some heavy bags probably on this end. That's a general plan. It could get adjusted. Okay. We're going to have a dedicated combatives area though, and that'll be here. And this area also though is very, very functional. You see the tarp? Mm-hmm. If you walk with me this way, guys, and you can even see on the ground little slivers of paper, and then this is from UTM. Oh yeah. Okay. We'll use this area as a UTM training area. And so we'll put up the blackboard wherever we don't want rounds to go beyond. Mm-hmm. And then we may run an exercise up here. On the whiteboard over there, they have MK1, MK2, MK3, MK4, MK5, MK6. Those are all dedicated training iterations with UTM, where you have shoot and non-shoot people within that training iteration, and many times a teammate. So we may be on gun, both of us with UTMs. Our adversaries, hold on, I know there's one right here, hold on. Sorry. Our adversaries, just so so they don't get shot to crap too bad, they're gonna have on a helmet and maybe one of these.
Okay.
And if this is a simple drill you could do is have us turn one way, have 5 or 6 people mulling around in there. Some of them with, 1 or 2 of them with a shield behind them. We turn around on the go side and the shield guys come out and they start mixing in. And you gotta move and create angles and get your shots and not hit someone you shouldn't hit, including your buddy. So if you go that way and our bad guy's a camera and I go this way and we end up across from each other, we gotta account for that. So we've got to make sure that we diverge so the bad guy doesn't have one target,
right,
but we don't diverge to a point where we end up crossing one another. And if I diverge to here and you start moving that way, I've got to pick up on that and start to follow you. And then once he goes down, we can remake our plan. But we'll use this area in here to actually do fire. We'll use a UTM system where we take their bolt out, we put the UTM bolt in.
Okay.
So we may have a team of guys in here and we may be running a couple guys on gun at a time and they've got to shoot their bad guys. And the bad guys are once again going to be denoted by this. I'm moving, I could be closing, I could be moving laterally. And they need to be moving and shooting too.
Okay.
And there's no standing around.
No, for sure.
You're in a fight, you need to fight. So we'll use this area to create that.
So you guys will run scenario type training.
Yeah, so we'll run a skill builder in here. We might be working on getting the gun out, presenting it, shooting it a certain way. We might have no decision making. We'll have the bad guy moving and them moving with their guns. Bad guys moving, they're moving in different areas.
Okay.
And then the scenario will come after we make sure the skills are at a certain level and they're doing what they ought to be doing.
Sure.
I'll give you an example. Bad guy moving. I'm a right-handed shooter. Rifle's in my right shoulder. Bad guy begins to track to my left across my face. He's not closing with me. He's moving laterally. This can be really hard to move this way, where if I'll just transfer the rifle, transfer the rifle over here, I can run the rifle this way. If I want to run the rifle this way, I'll run this way. And so we start getting footwork down and all those things down that are keys. Then once they have their footwork down, they look sharp. Then we start putting them in pairs doing it. Still no decision making, we're working on skills. And then we might start running some scenarios. So in a training block up here, we might be up here for 4.5, 5 hours. And we're working different UTM stuff, just like if we were on a hard range.
Okay.
With rounds, but we're doing it. And we might shoot that blue target over there.
Okay.
That might be our bad guy, because who wants to get shot with a UTM rifle for 4 hours?
Right.
That's a bunch of nonsense. So, and we make them shoot each other. We learned over the years, like, one of y'all grab that thing.
Right.
Sometimes when we do stuff where we're specifically grading them and we're looking for things, we'll be the bad guy where there's a specific task. But as much as we can, we make them work with each other, and then we oversee it. And what that allows them to do is when they leave here, they can go back home and do the same thing.
Absolutely. You're giving them the skill set to be able to run the training that they've learned here.
The goal is that they're going to continue to train, not that they're training.
Right.
No one's training.
Right.
I'm training. So if you're not training, you're wrong. If you're watching this and you go, man, I graduated this and I'm certified in this, you're certified in nothing. Everything changes. C over T equals R. Consistency over time gives you a result. C over T equals R. The result comes no matter what. There's no not get a result. The result, if you're not consistently training, is you're getting worse. You're horrible.
Absolutely.
The result, if you train a little at a time, over and over and over again consistently, is you're going to get a result where you're going to improve. So the goal is to give them training here where they go back and they train it. And that's a big part of our mission as well.
You said something, you're about to say something right there, and you say it all the time. It's your little catchphrase.
Yeah,
what is it?
So you got to train a little a lot. It's much more important to train a little bit several times a year than to go to 2 schools a year. So I'll go to a school though. I'll go to a 4-day school. I'm going to ILETA in this year where there will be all kinds of guys there teaching. I'm teaching, but I'll go to other classes when I'm not teaching. I'll try to pick stuff up. But that week of training is not very important if I don't do anything with it.
Right.
So if I find good stuff there, I'm either going to find I do stuff well and I'm going to keep doing it and maybe it works better, or I'm going to find new ways, better ways to do things. There's going to be somebody that week who's going to know
do something different.
Something different, and it's just as good if not better. And then I'm going to come back and work on it. So I'm going to take that training and apply it over and over and over. And that's the goal.
All right, Mr. Lyman, so you showed us around the entire building, told us a lot about the company, and you said you have 20 plus years experience in law enforcement, you're still active. And so one of the things that our viewers always want to know, and that we want to know, particularly when we talk to people that have been in the industry a long time, is what's in your pockets. What do you carry for your EDC?